Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing very well. Today, we are going to discuss a new chapter, Chapter 6, Semester 2, Chapter 6, Force, Work and Energy. Force, Work and Energy. In this chapter, we are discussing about the three things. They are force, work and energy. So, my dear students, in the beginning, of this chapter, in the textbook, we can see two pictures in which a girl is pushing a football and a person who is pulling a bag. So we can see two action, isn't it? Yes. So in which first one is a girl who is pushing a football and a person who is pulling a bag. In which when they make an action on the object like football and bag, it makes move. That means a push or pull on an object. That is the thing is called a force. When we push or pull on an object, there is a change in their position, or there is something act on the object. That is called a force. A push or pull on an object is called a force. Okay, so if we apply force on an object, what happens? Yes, its states are changed. That means I am going to explain one example. Ask your friend to throw to throw a football towards you. When the football is comes to you, what you need to stop. What we will do? Yes, we will apply force on it. So it may be stop, or the direction of the football may change, isn't it? So if we apply force on the football, it may be rest or it may change the direction. So by applying force, we can make an object or to change the states of an object. The object can move, or object can rest, or object can be change their direction. Okay, these are the main three things. And if we apply, let us take another example, clay. You all are familiar with the clay, isn't it? Yes. If we apply force on clay, what happens? Yes, its shape changes and also its size also changes. So we can say that force can change the size and shape of an object. Okay, this is an introduction about force. So what is force? Force is push or pull on an object is called a force. Okay, and force can change the states. That means if the object is at rest, we can make move, or if the object is in motion, we can make it rest, and also we can change the direction of motion. Okay, direction of movement, and we can change the size and shape of an object by applying force. So this is the introduction for force. Okay, now what are the kinds of force? That means types of force. There are three types of forces are there. First one, mainly we are discussing about three types of forces. First one is muscular force. Muscular force. So what it means? It is very simple. It is the force applied by our muscles. If we stretch a rubber, the force which we are applying there is muscular force. If we stretch a rubber band, the force there we are applying, that is muscular force. Okay, that is called a muscular force. And also, if I have a cricket ball in my hand, I just throw the cricket ball into the air, into the sky. What happens? It comes towards the earth. That means there is a force which pulls the object towards the earth, isn't it? Yes, that pulling force is called a force of gravity. That is, second kind of force is force of gravity. Second kind of force is force of gravity. Very important point, very important point. Force of gravity. That means every object is pulls towards the earth. Every object is pulls towards the earth. There is a force. Okay, if we throw up a cricket ball in the sky, the ball comes to the earth. Okay, that force is called a force of gravity. Okay, and in every force there is a opposing force. There is also an opposing force. If I throw a football, or I kick a football, uh, it moves along the land. So after sometimes what happens? It stop by itself, isn't it? It stop by itself. So after moving some time, it gets to stop. So that means there is a force which acts to opposite to the direction of the force. That opposing force is called a frictional force. Force of friction. That means third force is called a force of friction. Force of friction. The opposing force. The opposing force. Okay. That is, opposing force is called a force of friction. That means we have three kinds of force are there. First one is what? Muscular force. Second one is force of gravity, and third one is force of friction. Force of friction is the third type force, which force opposes the movement. Where the force which opposes the movement, the force is called a force of friction. So this force, this is the reason why a rolling ball comes to stop on its own after some times. Okay, so these are the first point in this chapter about force. Okay, that's it.